Also checking it. So I am Tiana with TianaSmithCoaching.com. I'm so happy to see and feel your presence. It's been really fun this week, checking the comments all day, pouring in from people from different countries and time zones and states and cities. And it's such an amazing day and age we live in. So I'll say it again. Please put in the comments, where do you live? What do you do? As you can see today, I'm rocking my Mr. Rogers tee and just paying ode to people who are unique, people who take a stand for themselves and for others, which I think he was an amazing person in that regard. He used his impact and his influence to change lives, to shape our nation, to help children have some hope, teach them manners and reading. And I think it's so incredible that with the internet, you can create your own sphere of influence and of impact. And that's what I'm teaching you this week. We talk about words like make more money, get to your 10K month, scale your business. But the heart and core underneath it is that I would say the clients that I work with are people who care about influence and impacting this world for the better. And the truth is, the more followers you have, the more money you make, the more impact you have. And that's just the case. It doesn't mean that if you don't have as much money, you're not a great person and that you're loving and an amazing mother or father or son. That's not what we're saying. But we're saying, why not have it all? So put in the comments if you want it all. You want to be fit and healthy. You want to be wealthy. You want to be joyful. You want to travel or live where you want, have horses or write music. And what's been really cool too, just going into that, is also these systems that I've been teaching you. And if you followed me for any amount of time, you probably know I'm a singer and I'm a musician and I'm a professional singer-songwriter. And my business that all of you are seeing today has drastically impacted even my music career, because a lot of musicians and companies like Warner Brothers and Sony, when I started doing more marketing, they saw I was good at it and they actually consulted me. These large companies hired me to train their teams, to work with their artists or to work with their business teams. And that's been the case for outside of the music business. But why I say that is, when you have a skill set and develop a skill set that people want, you will be amazed where people come from. But today I'm going to share with you the 5 pieces that I've had in place for years online. We've been talking about it bit by bit. I'm going to recap it in a very concise way. Take any questions. If there's anyone who would like to do any live coaching, you can jump on Zoom. By the way, Grace is available in the comments. So if you are watching this live and you're like, this would be fun to get coaching by Tiana, I promise I'll be nice. Now, I will be honest if you ask me a question, but I'm not here to run anybody through the rain or the mud. What I'm here to do is to help you put your systems in place so you can actually scale your business. Okay. It's just essential. Okay. So the 5 pieces, I'm going to walk you through them, what they are. We've been talking about them, but I'm going to walk you through. I'm just going to screen share today rather than a presentation. And then again, if anybody would like me to audit theirs, what they have in place, we'll take a look at your social media marketing. We're going to bring all this together. Okay. So first we'll start with luxury branding, right? That's the first thing we talked about outside of the systems needed in place was luxury branding. So I'm going to come over here and we're going to go to my website, which is TianaSmithCoaching.com. What does luxury branding mean? We're just going to do a quick recap. It means that all your fonts and your colors and your messaging is the same everywhere, right? Maybe there's similar photos. There's a similar vibe. I love Paris. So I use a lot of like my Paris or my travel photos when I'm teaching about luxury branding. If you come to Facebook, for example, you'll also see that my headers are consistent here. My hair with extensions. And this header is a little bit different than the other one because I was marketing this week, but typically it's something more like this. You can see the fonts are the same, the keywords, having things like, if you do have any logos, things like that, that is helpful. And obviously a fur coat is luxury. Okay. So luxury branding, that's that consistent vibe we're talking about. It's the same thing. I love Tiffany and Co. branding, right? So if you go to anybody's website, this is what we're talking about, where it's luxury. So like when I work with my clients, we're going to usually look at, actually, I didn't even notice that our teas are very similar. Do you see that? It's just so natural. It might be the same tea. Anyway, I didn't even realize that because there's something about you attract the things you really love and you start to embody that. People, musicians that listen to certain musicians, their music does start to sound a little similar. You at least hear the inspiration. And that's the same thing with art. So we don't want to copy, but we want to be inspired. And I mean, who isn't inspired by these gorgeous photos, which we also talked about with luxury branding? When you have nice luxury photos or video, I mean, it goes a really long way. The thing I see a lot of people messing up with is they change their fonts, their colors because they get bored. But you need to understand, what if every time you went to the Tiffany website or to a Facebook cover, like it just looked different? There's no brand equity at that point. There's no brand remembrance. We talked about other brands, right? That we had the pictures of all these different ones. And if we go to Tesla, for example, like we know what a Tesla looks like. It's very clear. We know what their logo looks like, but we know what their cars look like, or if they ever put out that weird truck. But the point is, like, it is the same. It is not changing. So a really important thing is to also stay very consistent with your brand, your colors as you are posting. So put a number 1 in the comments if you are committed to luxury branding. Number 1 in the comments. All right. So the second thing we talked about, and the second system that I teach to put in place, is a website. Why is a website so important? Well, friends, listen, if you're looking to get booked or paid any amount of money, you need to have a homepage that explains right off the bat exactly who you are and what you do, as well as who your ideal clients are. Like, that's essential, right? Same thing. You can see it over here on the Facebook cover. When we go here, solopreneurs, scale your biz boot camp. I'm talking to entrepreneurs. You're saying what it is you do as well. Okay. But Facebook's just one thing, and it is free. And the truth is, people that are looking to pay money to hire you, if you've not spent money to put up your own stuff that looks really good and sounds really good, they're not going to trust you as much. Whereas if you've literally done this and you've gone through it and it does look fancy, it attracts people who have more money. The same way that if you go here, I mean, these are movie stars and people wearing these bracelets and things. We want it because we're like, oh, it's so classy. They can just wear black and this gorgeous jewelry and a hint of gorgeous. We love it as women and even as men. Like, whether Tesla, for example, where did Tesla go? Like, where did Tesla go? Let's go to a Tesla thing. I think men love Tesla. It's like they go there and they know this is powerful. They know it's slick. They know it's like more clean energy, supposedly. But you see what I mean? It's appealing to us. And you need to take a look at how big brands and big celebrities market themselves, and you are in competition with them. And that's really important to remember. Okay. So a website, the other thing, like, I've had a website since I was like 19 years old, and I started learning how to design them next. I had a friend do it, and it was taking him a lot of time. And he was like, Tiana, you really need to learn how to do this yourself. And it was one of the best tips I ever had. I was 20. He also 19 or 20. It was around then. And then he also taught me about being a producer of my own music. And I will tell you guys, part of what I'm really passionate about with all this is teaching you the things you do need to learn. So I'm not saying out here, like, don't do things yourself. There's certain pieces that I believe if you do have 20,000 or 30,000, you should hire someone like me and my team, because we get it up for you. Like, I just did a rush job this week for 2 different clients, and both of them already one created an extra 6 figures towards an investment, and the other one had 200 leads. So it's like, when you work with people who really know what they're doing, it's like saying, I'm going to build the car versus the Tesla, or I'm going to like IKEA style it. It's time versus money. And it's a little apple and oranges here. But to break it down, it takes more time to learn certain things. But even if I built you everything, there are a few things you do need to learn either way. And even editing your website enough to where you could change a contact form, embed a quiz, do a checkout page, like just right before this, I realized my buttons weren't working for this brand new offer because I actually created a page just for you who've gone through this biz boot camp or have been engaging, and the button was going to a totally different product, which is not the right price. So because I know how to do that, and that's stuff I do believe my clients and you should learn how to do. How do you change a button to go to the right checkout page? How do you create an invoice? You should always know how to capture a lead and make a sale. Everybody say with me in the comments, capture a lead, make a sale. Okay. So let's keep going on what's really needed. So we're at 1 and 2, luxury branding, because that affects everything, right? If I've been coming here and we're going to talk about one of my offers, like my sales PDFs, again, even the PDFs, that's why it's not just about the funnels. It's about anywhere that somebody finds you that it looks gorgeous. And this just puts you way above your competition. That's the dominate piece that we're talking about. Now let's talk about the automate piece about funnels. Okay, so let's scroll down. I'm going to show you a couple of my funnels. Okay, so in my website, there's ways to contact me, and that's considered a funnel, right? That's another reason for a website. And before we move on from websites, let me just tell you this. If you're wanting to be a speaker, an author, sell any products, any services, any coaching, you got to have a home base here. Social media and other sites do not own it. They are not as customizable. You need to have it all where you have full control of your email list and your website. So put that in the comments. You need full control of your email list and your website. It is your home base. Okay, so number 3, I told you we're going to go over the 5 things you really need in place, okay? And this is your automated systems, right? So here's one is a Freedom Planner business, a free printable business planner. This is my number 1 most downloaded free offer of all time. This is what it looks like on my website, but it looks a little different through a funnel system, which is where we actually run ads, and it converts even better. It's not as my favorite design as the other one. I am breaking a couple of the rules that I teach you about consistent fonts, but there is a reason for this. When you run cold traffic to a lead page, a landing page, it's really done a little bit differently from a psychology standpoint. I will say, I think I had 3 leads find that one on my website, and I've had hundreds and thousands on this one. Okay. So what we do with this, and we talked about this week, I kind of broke it down, so I'm just going to run through it, is it's a landing page that just has one call to action. Put that in the comments, one call to action. Everybody say it with me, one call to action, okay? So then it has, I broke this down. You can go watch the replay if you bought them. The title needs to be there, the image needs to be there, and these goals. And this is the automated piece where they put their name and their email in. Okay. I'm going to put my email in. You can email me if you'd like to sign up with my course. And on the thank you page is, I believe in putting a video. So this is a part of my unique method of automate to dominate, which is trademarking right now. Pretty cool. So I invite people to join the Facebook community and they get this video. But the thing that you don't see that they get is step 4. Okay. So we've gone through, 1 is luxury branding. Okay. Luxury branding, fonts, colors, messaging, clarity. 2 is your website. That's your home base. That's where people need to figure out how to buy from you, what you do. This is the place if you had a media link or your services, your about page, testimonials, right? All that should be here. So again, you're not convincing people through a back and forth on social media. If somebody asks, you're like, hey, no problem. Here's a link to just a few of my testimonials. It's all in one place. It just saves you so much time. Then the 3rd thing we're talking about is having a landing page funnel so you can automate these leads, right? A 4th thing we are talking about is when people put these emails in, you've got to have an automated email sequence going out to them. So I'm going to stop my share and log in really quick, protect the privacy. I'd love to know everybody's questions here. And then I'm going to give you a timeline of how you can actually get all these things in place. Because look, I'm not here to just tell you what you need. I'm going to give you a solution. Put the word solution in the comments if you are like, I want a solution for this. Okay. Because you need one, believe me. Okay. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to show you the back part of my funnel sequence, which this alone Like other people don't share this without like a super high ticket call, let alone this is free for you right now. So that's right. I'm doing it. I'm pulling back the curtain. So this is in ConvertKit. If you use other programs, it's fine. I just think ConvertKit's the most affordable and easiest to use. I've tried all of them, believe me. Infusionsoft, ActiveCampaign. I am affiliate. I get like $6. It's not a huge affiliate. The thing is, I'm not always about like my affiliate money. I'm really about the best tools. Okay, I'm going to make my money in some way, but what I'm into is recommending the best, easiest tools to use that also talk to each other properly without ideally Zapier. Zapier is super complicated. So this feeds right into ClickFunnels. This also feeds right into my website. So it's all interconnected. Okay. So as you can see, these are different email sequences that get sent out one after the other, 1 day later, 2 hours later, 1 day later, 2 days later, you see it here. So what goes out when somebody signs up on the email list from over here is they also start to get the automated emails going. And that's part 4 is an automated email sequence. Number 4, put that in there. Because like, look, friends, this whole social media hustle thing that people do and say you're a business owner, like, are you really though? You need to have a system to help you scale. Even if scaling is really just 10K per month, that's still 120K. We talked about median household incomes around just America, let alone the world. Most people in Texas, for the state I live in right now, it's around 55, at the high end 70, where like maybe 2 people are working. That's for 2 people working in the household. So when you say even a 10K income per month, that's 120K gross. That's still shooting you up into the top percentage of all entrepreneurs. Okay. So you have to understand that it's not the easiest of path, but really it's not that hard to write some emails. I mean, I do know some people use AI stuff. I haven't used any of it yet. I do have an editor who sometimes I send, like when I wrote 14 emails, I was like, hey, can you just look this over? Because sometimes I miss some stuff. But the thing is that it's so essential to have that elongated way to stay in touch with people. I'm still a huge fan of Shalene Johnson. I got on her email list 10 years ago. And why I fell in love with her was she had a 30-day, one a day. And that's what I'm working towards. I'm halfway there. Right now I have 15 going out every other day. And so my goal is by like the end of August to go through all my emails I've sent before, edit them for the automated email sequence. And so why I share that is she won me over. I've gone to her events. I've paid for her booking. I've worked with coaches she's recommended. Like, you have to understand that you're not just building this immediate sale with people, you're really pouring value into them. And she taught me just by example before I ever hired her to lead with value, because her tips that came in my inbox every day, I remember looking forward to them. I had little babies at the time. I had a newborn and a 3-year-old. I had just switched careers from full-time musician, part-time marketer to just full-time marketing because I could do that with the kids. And I was overwhelmed and a little sad and lonely at times. And her emails were so encouraging. And it's part of why I pour into people and I pour into you. And I hope I encourage you. I deliver truth. And that's something I like about her too. She tells it like it is. This is how many people you need to message. So I was won over from that elongated email sequence all those years ago. And I'm just a huge fan still just of the way that she delivers value. And there are so few people in there in this industry who've stuck it out, who give value, who love on people. And, you know, she's a believer and a Christ follower also. And I don't think that's an accident that those two coincide. But there's other people I follow, and maybe they're not faith-based, but they're wonderful value-based people that I also follow them. I like the Stoics. I like Ryan Holiday. I love his posts on Instagram, and actually his book, this is coming to mind. This is one of my most highly recommended Audible books of all time, is called The Obstacle is the Way. I highly recommend you get it. Okay. So that's number 4, automated email sequences. And the thing is, it's not just for your free offer. You can build automated email sequences like if somebody applies for a call with you. Okay. So this leads us to number 5, qualifying higher ticket sales. Now, as far as automating, you can automate a sale to a course pretty easily, whether that's from your website. And I'm not saying it's like easy to get the sale, but when it's something under $1,000 or even 2,000, you can put these links up, things like this. The things I like to focus on are the things I see people missing all the time, which is the qualification quiz funnel, which you can easily also embed into your website. Okay. So let me share with you that number 5, and then we're going to break this down. I'm going to take some questions and it's going to be awesome. Okay. So let's go to scalewithtiana.com. So if any of you are interested in a one-to-one package with me, this is where you would go, or even my mastermind. Okay. And what this kind of funnel does is it's telling people exactly what you do. So for those of you who need that cash injection really fast, I talked about this a couple of days ago. This is the funnel we usually start with, but you need the other ones too. You need a website, you need a lead funnel. Those are the 3 funnels you need. But what you also need over here, and this is the part you can embed in a website, and I'm going to give you guys a solution in a minute, is this longer form, a quiz. And you're going to ask people what their goals are. How much money are they already investing in that goal? And it doesn't matter if it's B2B or B2C. If you're a relationship coach, for example, you'd ask, how much money do you pour into? Do you already have a counselor? Have you taken any courses? Like, you need to see if somebody's investing in themselves, and you want to ask these questions. So my questions are geared towards people who are interested in hiring me for a funnel, but it just depends what I have an IT security client and they ask questions about that. I have an investor client and they ask questions about, like, what kind of investor are you? Are you accredited? You know, I've had tons of therapist clients and they ask questions, like I said, about connecting with their partner, or maybe it's a self-relationship coach, like self-care, self-love. It really doesn't matter. The point is you need to qualify people to see if they're ready to buy from you today. Okay. That's what that is. So here are the 5 things, and I'm going to give you some timelines. Okay. So put the number 5 in the comments if you're excited about this and you're ready to see some timelines. So I made a super quick presentation to walk you through this because I don't know about you, but I'm super visual. Okay. So I want you to imagine this really quick. Okay. This is your story. Pretend this is your picture here. Just close your eyes. It's your picture. It's you. What if you said in about 6 weeks from now, it's mid-August, and I guess it would be mid-September. And you were like, I'm so glad I invested in Tiana's Done With You program. I took the leap. I got into Automate to Dominate. I learned how to create free offers, funnels in my own website, plus qualify new leads. Now I have a proven way to market and sell online without all the stress and overwhelm. This time was different. Screenshot this. Who would like this to be your story in 6 weeks from now? So I'm going to share with you my solution on all these funnels and designs. I'm going to show you how I can teach all of this to you in the next 6 weeks, starting August. And we're going to go through mid-September. You're going to get live coaching. You're going to get audits and all my templates. Okay. You can do this. This is about getting it done once and for all. So this is what the timeline would look like. I actually release most of the trainings right away for anyone who, like, you could get this done in a week. You could I'm going to power through it. I'm going to do 1 module a day and I'm going to put into action. That would be a little tricky. I'd say give yourself at least 2 so you could take a breather one of the days or 2 of the days. But the point is, if you did just do 1 module, took action on it by or before the next week and treated this like a 6-week course, like a college course. So I got my master's degree online. So I have a lot of experience with actually doing this. I've taught courses after courses. I've helped people launch courses. I'm about action and coaching and accountability. So one would be, I teach you the do-it-yourself luxe branding, but you're not alone. We're going to preload you with some of our favorite font choices, color choices, color palettes. You can edit and start from scratch or use our templates as much. But for those of you who want that shortcut, we're going to do all that and give that to you in Canva. Plus you have video training how to edit. Okay. That's step 1. You have to have nice branding. And then you can take that branding and use our Canva social media headers, Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn, and posting. All that's included in this module alone. That alone is worth, other people sell that for $1,000 to $2,000 on my favorite sites, by the way. Okay. The timeline in module 2 or week 2 or day 2, however fast you want to go through it, is creating your irresistible free offer and then the funnel for that. And we actually split that up into 2 different modules, but it's all under number 2 because one, you really want to hone in on a free offer. You need to make sure it is digital friendly, it is printable friendly, and we give you some templates as well as stories, I'd say, for that. Like, how are you telling your story to take people from a free offer? Because again, that's where you're going to automate more leads. So you need to get on a path to automate more leads. Okay. And then once that free offer is done, we jam and I share 2 different kinds of funnels. So there's the super fast track, which would be the convert kit funnel. And that's where you could build it in literally under 1 hour, use my template, the automated emails. I actually recommend you do that first, because then it's going to take a little longer to learn the ClickFunnels funnel. And in that funnel, you're going to need to take that time. That's the page that I told you where it's got the header. It tells who you're talking to. So that's where like me and Grace audit what you're doing. Grace is actually going to take a live group through this, through our 7-Figure Club app where your modules are delivered. So it's pretty exciting. And this makes it so you can get that up and running. And the cool thing is once you learn this information, you can duplicate it. So if you are wanting to always A/B test 2 offers, see how they do, you can duplicate this because this will be then your knowledge, right? So it's super exciting. Number 3, you got to create those free offer funnel emails like we talked about, right? Like, and it doesn't need to take forever. Let's go. And part of this is you're going to get my automated email templates. If you don't want to use ConvertKit, I have them in a Google document. And you fill in the blank, you can copy them into whatever email server you use, or if you are doing it the smarter way, which I believe is when you find somebody who's doing something better than you kind of stop the other things you're doing that aren't working and you follow. There was a great leader, a millionaire, several of them millionaire mentors of mine that all said the same thing. And it's that you follow until. And what that means is like, again, when you find somebody who's doing something better than you, you follow them until you've mastered like what they're teaching you. And sometimes that takes a year. And sometimes it takes longer and sometimes it takes shorter. I can teach you not necessarily how to master this in 6 weeks, but I absolutely can teach you how to get it all set up in a beautiful way. You're going to use my exact systems I personally use. Okay. These are time tested, Tiana tested, proven. Okay. Number 4, I'm going to teach you how to build your own website. Now, I'm going to get feedback on what kind of website. I have a couple options. One is super, super, super easy. And one, again, like the ClickFunnels thing is a little harder, but it's still a simple website. It's not the in-depth 7-8 pages. Most people don't have enough content for that. I've been in business over 20 years. So there's a lot of content I have built up. Let's say you're just starting out or a year or 2 in, really a beautiful longer form 1 page that directs them to your free offer, directs them to your sales qualification funnel is what you need. And again, we want it to be branded. And that's why we start with branding on number 1. Okay. And then number 5, you're going to get my qualification quiz formula. And that's where you automate these leads and qualify high ticket sales. Okay. So that's essential. Now this leaves us with 1 more week, which is where I teach you how to sell with soul, which we talked about yesterday. So you're going to get my actual templates on what do you say on a sales call, all that, which is $1,000 bonus. And then there's a couple price points for this. And one of them, you can pay in full. For any of the people that are on the Scale Your Biz Bootcamp, I'm offering a $3,000 scholarship. It is only good through today. You either need to sign up and pay in full, where you'll save $400, and you'll also get a 1-to-1 VIP strategy call with me. And you'll also get to work with Grace in August, which is about $5,000 worth of extra bonuses. So the price point for Automate to Dominate is 40,000. I mean, it can make you way more than that. It's $49.97. So $4,997. For the Scale Your Biz Bootcamp, you have to message us right now and say scholarship. So just message us scholarship. You can spell it with a K or a CH, whatever. We don't judge because of spelling. I promise if somebody messages me scholarship SK, I'm going to give you a big heart. Maybe I'll give you an extra $10 off too. No, but you're going to get $3,000 off. So it's going to knock it from 4,997 down to 1997, which is a case study price point. And you do have to sign that you're going to go through the course. You're going to commit to it. And when you get a testimonial from this, like you make your first high ticket sale or several high ticket sales, you're automating leads, whatever point it feels like a real win to you that you're like, this is the bee's knees, the best thing ever. You'll send us a video and we take off the extra invoice. So essentially you'll get a 1997 invoice and a $3,000 invoice. And once you send us a testimonial and once we audit your funnels and we'll put that other invoice out 3 months from now, then you will just delete that invoice. Because really what this does is accountability. Like we don't want people buying this course and this live take action system that aren't going to finish it. You know, you don't want another course collecting dust in your digital library. Like, you know, if there's those books, that's not what this is about. You've gone through this 5 days with me. I'm not going to be here Monday for you. I will be here for my 7-figure club VIP members. So I also have a membership you can join after a course, but the entry way to my membership is either a VIP one-to-one or this kind of course system. And then you can get access into my membership, which is about $297 a month right now. But the thing is, you need to go through something. You need to show me you're going to get your systems in place, because everything that I personally teach, like you need these systems in place. So, that's what the program is. If you do need a payment plan, you can say scholarship payment plan, and me and or Grace will get in touch with you and show you the options for payment plans. We have a 3-pay or a 6-pay. The longer it's spread out, the more money it will be because it charges us more fees in our invoice system. And the other bonus of working with me one-to-one when you pay in full, yes, is you get my eyes on your stuff. I've had client after client who make an extra 17K, 10K after just one call with me. Like I'm telling you, I've got something special. The other thing you could use your hour with me instead of an audit or strategy would be to help you with your luxury branding, which honestly, that would be my recommendation. Because if you show up to all our live coaching calls, you will get access to me anyway. So let me walk you through what's included. Okay. So again, while we're doing this, and then I'm going to take, if you have any questions, things like that, I'm going to walk you through what's included. And so this is the automate to dominate, and you're going to message me to get $3,000 off today by messaging me the word scholarship. Okay. So let's go check out what's really going on. If you do go to my website and you click on A2D right now, I have the pay in full pricing because this is going down today. So just to help, because in case we get like tons of messages, and I'm not going to leave this price point up past today because it's a huge savings. And friends, if you're talking about wanting to make 10, 20K a month, 1 month after getting this up, you've made 10 times or 20 times what you invested. You know what I mean? So this is where you're going to get the 5 pieces you need in place to scale online. And you're going to learn how to do it yourself. It's really done with you. We do it alongside you in just 6 weeks. So I'm really excited about that timeline. And sure, you could wait or you could do it now. Okay. So you can go through this if you'd like, if you're one of those readers, but let me come down here and tell you what it looks like. Okay. So it's a 6-week live coaching course experience to create your own funnels and luxury brand fast. Okay. Like we're into fast. Type the word fast. If you are over it, you like momentum. Success loves speed. That is proven over and over and over again. All right. So I have so many testimonials. You can check it out on the website. This is a recent one a couple months ago. I have some other ones that came in last week and yesterday. And so it's pretty cool. The truth is I am an expert at building 6, 7, and even 8-figure funnels. And I want to share it with more people. I can only build probably 20 a year. And the truth is I could serve, 1,000 people through this course at one time if the audience growth was there. And that's what's really exciting about courses and live coaching and Zoom, right? Because the done for you piece takes me a lot of my time, energy. But if we partner together, and I give you these systems and I show up for live coaching and you do your work, I promise you, number one, you will appreciate it so much more because you'll really understand what it takes. But this isn't an overwhelming amount of work. I would say if you wanted to get it done in the 6 weeks, you're looking at about 20 hours of work. And that's being very realistic and generous with it, like max in 6 weeks. So what I'm saying is you really could do it in a week if you had 20 hours. Because the thing is, I'm sharing my plug and play templates with the click of a freaking button. I'm sharing the Canva image templates. Like, I don't play around, just so everybody knows, like, when I say I share, I share. So like, for example, I would be coming in here and like even all these behind the scene, these pictures that you see back here, I actually map all that out and we give you all the images. And then in the videos, we share with you how you can edit it too. So if you feel overwhelmed by that, I'm telling you right now, even if you never had opened Canva, if you've never opened any design software, if you just follow my videos step by step and you just get a grip and you throw out your excuses and you put on your tech hat, the thing is, you're not even having to guess or watch a bunch of different YouTube videos like I did to learn. I was on calls with Infusionsoft. I was on message support with GoDaddy, with Bluehost, you have no idea how much time it's actually taken me to learn what I've learned. And for only $2,000, which I've spent hundreds of $1,000s on degrees, on certifications, on courses, on curriculum, I spent 20 years mastering all this. If you added all that up, it would be way over $1 million. And I'm taking my experience of the profitable funnels and I'm saying, here, plug and play this. This is literally my highest converting free offer landing page right now. And so if you were wise, you would say, let's rock it. I will figure out how to pay for this. And I think like sometimes people, what I hear is they're like, well, I don't want another expense or another monthly payment. Okay, friends, look, when you're in business, that is just the way it is. You know, I was in a shop getting these things, for example, there's like this, and there's this and this. Do you know how much overhead they have to be having this much stock in their boutiques? And I was in another store, like the decorations, right? With the plants and with the pots. So anybody in business has to have a lot of money in whether it's a business credit or some serious cash flow. So if you look at yourself like you're an actual business owner, and that's who I'm talking to, and these monthly fees after you've paid me are under around $200 a month. And they're programs that actually work and you can get training on long-term if you then enter our 7-figure club. This is a no risk thing. Okay. You will get your results. You will get your funnels up. They will look beautiful. You're also going to get cash injection coaching through some of the live support. And then it will also be your entryway if you do want to get ongoing support with me, where you're going to really be able to scale your business in a mastermind style setting for a course price point, which I think is pretty great because I'm here to help. So let's share what this looks like really quick about before we go. And I'm going to take any questions. So again, you're going to learn how to design your own website, design your own brand. It won't be a long one like this. It's a little overwhelming for people, but we will teach you one that essentially maps out what you do. If you have any testimonials, we'll keep it simple. We'll keep it beautiful. And you can make sales and automate those leads. So again, message us if you do have any questions. I'm not seeing any coming through yet. So, Grace, if I've missed any of you, let me know. But otherwise, I'll come back into the Facebook comments. And if you guys want to check out these links and get in touch with us, if we've already done a sales call, we're not doing another sales call. We limit sales calls to 1 per customer. If they haven't bought after the first call, you can message for questions. Unless it's, one of our higher ticket ones, we can sometimes do a follow-up call. And then the other thing is if anybody out there is watching this and you're like, I don't want to do it, I want you to do it. I also have a couple spots left for that. That's the entire program done for you. And then I also will give you access to the trainings. So let's say you or a team member later wants to go in and learn how to edit things. You will also still have your video trainings. So those are the 2 offerings, ways you can work with us. If for some reason, the $2,000 price point or the $20,000 done for you is out of your range, I do have a very nice offer for any of you who are just like, I wish I could, I don't know how to do it. You're not there. you can go on my website and you can go buy my sold out course. And that's going to include all the replays from this week, the Biz Boot Camp, and my entire sold out method about how you can really sell out your business in 30 days or less using my organic marketing approach. And it's step by step. It comes with some other tutorials and templates. So that's for you if you're just like not ready to make that leap. But for any of you who are ready to really get these systems in place and start to automate and dominate, message us now and ask any questions in the comments, and I will see you soon. I hope you have a beautiful day.